Hello, and welcome back to the Lucky Gem server. I'm mostly Darklink, and today, we got a bunch of happy gas. So if you don't remember, last episode, the goal was to get happy gas. And, well, we've achieved that. Now, what to do with the happy gas here is a whole other story. I'm thinking, extension of the shop, but at the same time, we're kind of at our limit. So if we do anything, probably have to go vertical. Probably have to build some like a roof access thing or something. But that's not what I plan on getting done today. Today is chore day. So we got a bunch of chores everywhere that we need to do. I do want to go over to the store, at least bring over a lot of the stuff we got here. I do want to start selling some of the harnesses for the happy gas at least, and probably put these leads up, which I feel like I got lied to with happy gas and leads, because I had these guys all in leads and every single one broke. They all, I really wanted to be in the camera. They all broke the leads they were on. I managed to get most of them back, but we lost two. So we need to make at least two more to make a full stack. And I think I'm going to sell them. They're just string now. You don't need slam balls like you used to. But we have a few other things we need to take care of before we do that. So that's that all the leather I have? That's not all the leather I have, is it? That's all the leather I have. We need more leather. Yeah, we got some more leather and a little bit of beef. Should probably breed up the cows, because if we're going to be selling harnesses, we're going to be using up our leather. And it might be time to upgrade from cows to hoglins. But we'll see. I've never actually built a hoglin farm, so if I do that, that'll be more for fun than anything. Just so I can say I did it at least once. For now, dance cows. Dance. Do. There's just something satisfying about animal cruelty in Minecraft that nothing like Minecraft to make you feel like a terrible person. Alright, let's feed up the rest of you. We're probably going to need make some more wheat next time we breed up our cows. Get that out of our hand. Let the little baby come on. There we go. Bon voyage. Around the corner he goes. Cows taken care of. Drop off steak. Pick up steak. Drop off steak. Pick up steak. Alright, so now we got all that cleaned up. There we go. We got a full stack now. That thrown in there. So what we're going to do is we need to go over to the shop and restock it. If we're going to go over to the shop and restock it, we should probably restock everything. One of the things we desperately need to restock is andesite. And if we're going to dig for andesite, we might as well do it in a way that's productive. So we should probably do it on this level, because this storage room needs to change. I am thinking that this right here, we turn this into a trophy room kind of a thing. So all these chests will be gone, and this will just be like a trophy room hallway. And I'm thinking, what would it be? We'd have like this lip here as well, giving us a 4x hallway. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it'd be 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 is perfect. 4 is going to be awkward. Meaning this here is our middle, right up against the chest, which we can work with pretty well. Now, that means we need a place to put all these chests and all other future chests. We're going to need so many chests. Now, we're not up to the copper age, but I'm thinking if we're going to do this, we should probably set it up. Well, if we're going to change our storage at all, we should probably set up for having copper golems, because those little guys are pretty awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock back here. So I'm thinking this is our door area. Probably knock this down, which means banners. We need to figure something out with them at some point. I'm just going to throw them up right there for now. But we'll have this whole thing decorated for like trophies and make it look like a proper trophy area. Okay, I need to scope this out so that way I understand what I'm doing here. I'm confusing myself. Okay, so we got... Okay. Something like that. So this would be our new room. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, clear this out. Yeah. Water? No. Well, instantly. Plans thwarted. Okay. So I either have to deal with that, or we can ignore that. And just go this way. Can we ignore that? Because we can't push back any further this way, can we? I'm going to have to figure something out. And, well, I will get back to you guys once I have figured whatever that something out is. Alright, and we are back. As you can see, we now have a giant hole. And in our giant hole is another giant hole. This is where all the andesite was. We were working, we hit our stairs, we also hit our beacon. So we can't really go any further that way. We're also at the ocean that way, so we can't go any further that way. So our only option is to go that way, which means going around our current area here. So I guess we'll have a hallway that comes here, or we could just not have this hallway. I don't know. We're probably going to have to change plans. But for now, what we got all this. I went and made a lot more harnesses, as you can see. We're going to stock up on some gas harnesses at the store at the very least. Had to use some of the leather we were planning on selling. And we got some andesite. So let's go to the shopping district, stock up our store. And I've also been told there's stuff going on at the shopping district. And look at this. They're all grown up. And none of them are over there. But they're all grown up. And I gave them all harnesses. So now they're just kind of floating around all happy like. Yeah. Alright. To the shopping district. So, new thing. Where? Ah. Oh. It's over the old village that was here. Huh. Giant, massive hand. I see. Well, let's see how that comes along. Whee! Alright, at the shop. Let's see. So, first, let's see. Nada. No one wants redstone right now. Alright. Apparently, we're doing a whole stack for a diamond. We're going to have to change our sales here to half a stack. Alright. Alright, harnesses for gas. One harness, one diamond. Yeah, that sounds fair. And we'll have some colorful ones here at the bottom. Alright, and then last, let us go restock the andesite. Alright, and then I did not make this easy on myself. Okay, there we go. That's all in. Yeah, store's good to go. Back to home. Alright, so that's one chore down. And now for the next chore. Chopping trees. Now we could, as we have self-touch on the axe. So we could just leave the trees and be lazy. But I think for our magical forest, we should probably build a tree. So let's go ahead, chop all these trees down. We're going to need leaves if we're going to build our own. So should probably grab some of those. Cutting leaves. Doing all the boring things of Minecraft. I guess boring isn't quite the right word. Monotonous. Monotonous is probably the better word. This stuff can be satisfying at times. There are times where it's just, I want to go mining, or I want to just sit there chopping something and just not think about having to plan or do anything. It's nice. It's one of the reasons why I play this game. But then there are other times where it's just, I really, really don't want to do that right now, but I need to do that in order to do the thing I want to do. And honestly, right now, we got all these things we need to do, but I really just am not up to doing them at the moment. I think my ambition is greater than my motivation, if that makes sense. Like, there are a lot of these really cool things that I want to do with the base. Getting it going has been a bit of a struggle. That could just be my ADHD, but it has been more of a struggle than normal. I think part of it is honestly, a lot of this stuff is stuff that I've never done before. So it requires some effort. And my brain's like, oh my god, effort. No. Whatever will we do? Yeah, things I give my kids crap for. So we just need to figure that out, which is why we're chopping trees, doing all of our chores that we haven't done in a while. Something else we just haven't wanted to do is the chores around here. Do, 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 do. And we got all these happy guys just kind of floating around and popping in and out of existence. And I'm debating whether or not to build them something or just let them float around. They do look cool just phasing in and out of reality. Chopping these tall trees is both nice and not nice at the same time. It's nice because you get just so much wood. So there's just a lot you don't have to do. You have all the wood you need. But at the same time, it is so much wood you gotta chop. It would be better to build a tree farm for the amount of wood that we're getting out of this. But one of the reasons why we're doing this, which I messed up, is for the pods, like to make the podzol easier because we are terraforming the ground all over the base. So we're also planting more as we go. We actually already got this one to grow, which is nice. Fill in some of these gaps where we got grass growing. I mean, we do have some podzols that we could just put down. And we're going to end up getting more podzol as we actually terraform the area, dig up what we need to replace with regular dirt. So we should be fine. But at the same time, the less I have to do later, the happier future me will be. Because let me tell you, terraforming all this dirt here took forever. And we got all the way over here. I still want to do something with this cave. I just don't know what. Will say I am very happy with myself for bringing out this whole spiraling up tree cutting method with the 2x2 trees. It makes chopping them down so much easier. I used to only chop down 2x2 jungle trees because you could climb up the vines, and it's just easier to go from top down. But knowing you can actually spiral staircase your way all the way up is actually really nice. Makes this a lot easier. And once you get to the top like this, you just stand in the middle and spin in a circle. Do, 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 do. So looking at the amount of leads I have, they just dropped off a bunch in my storage. And I need a lot more if we're going to be doing custom trees. But I think when that time comes, I'm just going to make and buy trees and use some shears, shave them. Specifically farm them for their leaves. Just trying to get them from these trees is just, that's way more work than I'm willing to put in right now. Yeah, it would be 2 birds, 1 stone kind of a thing, but I really just want to get these trees chopped right now. Move on to something else. There are so many trees. We're going to have to start on our shipyard soon just to use up all of the spruce wood that I have. I already have more than a double chest worth of spruce wood, which is insane for me. And mind you, this was after making a chest worth of chests from all the trees we planted when doing that area. We knew mining for andesite was going to be the easy chore today. Ow. Fell down the tree. This is the first tree I've fallen down. The entire time I've ever done this, like, ever. This is the first one I've ever fallen out of. I felt pretty high. Could have been worse, I guess. Alright. Went through, planted a whole bunch more trees. Back here is going to be some work. I think we are going to call it after chopping this tree. Because if we wait and chop everything that's growing plus everything that's grown back there, that's going to be the entire episode. It's just me chopping wood. And I said, I want to do other things today. So we'll call it after this tree. I need to light my hand. There we go. And then move on to other things we got to do. And chopped. Alright, now we need to get this all put away and then start the next chore, which is repairing our tools. Armor's fine. We just need to go get our tools repaired. Because if we don't, I'll forget, and then they'll be almost broken, and it's a hassle. So, since we're doing chores, let's go do that. Alright, so our end portal is this way. So it's weird being nice. Whee! Sir, out of my way. Is the library really a slime chunk? No, I'm gonna go kill the slime. Ah, who would do that? I didn't realize they came in and decorated this area. This is neat. I like the armor stand. But for some reason, I just assumed this was, because this was the library. So I just assumed this was the default library that's always been there. Oh, God. This is also neat. I don't like the fact that there's a spot missing the walkway, though. Okay. I feel like this was... We ran out of materials. Well, it's this way. Enchanting table. I don't know why I checked the ender chest. Like I expected something to be in there that wasn't my ender chest. That's neat. I've never actually looked around our area. Alright, guard dogs. Alright, nuisance. I will not enter your base. Whee! Good to know that that's a quick way to our base, though. Alright. Okay, so... Need you. Offhand. In time for the really, really loud Endermans. Ah, the Enderman skulls. Wonder if we'll add any to the little collection that's going on. Yep, there's two just sitting here because somebody didn't get rid of their stuff. It's so loud. Alright, tools repaired. Let's just fill all this up with ender pearls. Any heads? A head. We'll say I can't check the center, or can we? Nope. There we go. Okay. Nope. No heads. Alright. So just the two that were already here, and we add an additional one. Alright, so you go here, you go here, and you go here. We are almost all the way down. Alright, so that was the easiest chore, which makes sense. Really fast. Cool. Alright, now, what are we actually doing today? 'Cause I'm pretty sure that's all my chores that I really needed done. Only other things would be farm stuff, which, I mean, we're not full enough on sugarcane to really worry about it. And, alright, let's take care of some of this bamboo. Alright, so I guess do some basic farm maintenance stuff, which I need to get a crafter underneath the bamboo thing. But I like using them for different things, you know? Alright, bamboo, bamboo. We really need to... Ah, I didn't realize they were different things. We got mosaic slab and then just slab. We really need to separate these into their own chests, because I've been just compacting them into planks just to compact them into planks, and we're already running out of room in here. Also, I've been making a bunch of sticks, and we're running out of stick room. Alright. Feed the cow time. Feed the cows, feed the cows. There's something satisfying about the baby shooting out, but at the same time, the cruelty of Minecraft. The unspoken truth that everyone is very aware of. Cool. Chores are done. Now, what are we doing? So I think the big thing is we need to get everything ready for copper golem storage. I want to get a floor in at least. We've been using this tuft, but I think I want to switch. It doesn't feel like Gold Rush era mining enough. And I know I said I wanted to do kind of like a Backrooms Westworld. I think I'm done with that. So I'm going to stare at a bunch of old-timey photos for a while, and we'll come back with a design for this. So after staring at lots and lots and lots of photos, this right here is apparently historically accurate for the most part. It would be some kind of marble flooring that looked very similar to this. So I think if we want to stay accurate to our theme, I guess we keep the tuft. The main thing is going to be these walls. This is what's going to need to change. So instead of stone brick, what I was noticing a lot of the walls is either brick, or what a lot of the more fancier important buildings seem to have been made out of is like a limestone, some kind of smooth stone. So the walls will likely change. Floor will keep tuft. Now instead of wandering around constantly, see if we got tuft. This is the main reason we need to make a new sorting system on that sort. Yeah. Main reason we need a new storage area. I can't find anything. Is that my tuft? There's my tuft. All right, so we're just gonna do this. Put this flooring in. And then something else while I was staring at a million old timey photos of like the East India Trade Company and other things like that I was seeing was that essentially how they did a lot of their dock areas. So if we were making more the motherland or, like anywhere in Europe where everything is getting exported to, our buildings would need to be, like I was saying, with the limestone, or some kind of brick, something made out of stone. But what we are going with is more where they were pillaging all their resources from. And that varied a good bit. A lot of it still was stone, with the exception of the dock areas relied more on wood from where goods were being exported from than where they were being exported to, which is good because we got a ton of wood. I needed something to do with all that wood. So we are going to kind of shore up our shores with a bunch of, I think, spruce wood planks and start making it look more like a dock area. Like a bunch of colonizers have come and claimed the area. I'm not sure if colonizers would be the right word because it's not like they're colonizing the area. They're just stealing the resources. I mean, colonizers do, but this is more just straight up greedy capitalism. The good old American way, which funnily wasn't even started by Americans. We just ran with it. We saw the way and we went, yeah, that. And we took it to the extreme. If there's one thing Americans are good at, it's taking things way too far. That being said, that's what we need to do. We need to take things a little bit too far. See what we can do as far as making this look awesome. Alright, floor's coming on. We just gotta fill over this giant hole we made. I could fill in this hole, but I don't wanna. It seems like a lot more work than is necessary. And I just don't want to do it. I already do enough work in real life. Almost there. Alright, floor's in. Now we'll take care of the rest later. I do want to get a floor in. The big hole is starting to get annoying to work around. This right here is our little chunk loader. God, I could not think of the word. So this is right here is our chunk loader from the surface. And honestly, if we just take it down 2 more, we could just make this a quick up to the dock area, which I like that idea. So we might just make another hole for a drop down, for a quick drop. We might take this just down 2 more. Not right now, though. Right now, I want to get the shore shored up. And I think with that, we'll call that a day. So let's go ahead. I'm going to turn all this stone here into bricks because I got nothing else better to do with it. And then we'll start working on our little dock area. All right. So I just brought the logs themselves and figured we can work with them as we need them. We might need them for a whole lot of different things. Let's set the shulker there for now. All right. So main thing is we need a... Move this boat out of the way. We need a... We just hopped in and hopped out. But we need a 2x walking area around the shore. And right now it's very obviously like Minecraft generated flooring and all that. We're going to need to make it cleaner. And that is because, well, it's just cleaner. They really didn't mess around with their docks, which I mean, I don't blame them. That was their money. Let me look at a couple of things. So everything's always from the side, which I guess makes sense. But it's always from like the water looking towards the dock. Nothing from on top of the dock. A couple things overlooking it from a building. These older paintings and reference stuff is always... I think the painter was on a boat looking at everything. Okay. So we have this dock here. It's kind of our little main central idea hub. And we have this at there. We can't really... Yeah, I can't stick anything underneath it. The problem with making that the walkway level. So... Alright. We're gonna have to figure this out. First things first. Need some planks. So no matter what, our edge here is gonna need to be wood. So that's easy at least. I don't really need to fill in there. Do need that. And then looks like it depends on how far we want it to extend out. We already got this log thing for our pillars. We can continue with our log design here, which would just mean, okay, I'm thinking. We need to reincorporate a lot of this into shoring this up. Probably here. We do like that. I think we might just have to return a lot of this here to dirt. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for it to extend that far. Maybe like that. And then that would just mean here gets knocked out. Then throw some of this into a barrel really quick. We got too much on us. A little bit of podzol. We can come through. Yeah, that works. Okay. Move boats. Get out the way. Okay, so we have here, yeah, so this innermost one could be slabs. And then outermost is planks. So gonna have to tear it up to here up. Alright. And we can just do. Alright. Do. Cool. Now I am a little hesitant to go much further, mainly because I'm not sure exactly where I'd want to end. Like, we're gonna have to get over there eventually, because that's supposed to be where a lot of the main ships are and such. Just thinking out loud right now. Alright, so we do that. Let's get some of these down. So 1, 2, 3 here. Go nap. 1, 2, 3. I think this is going to be the hardest part is going to be making this look like it's going all the way down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I think we are going to cap all these just like we have. Big question is going to be, are we going to do this or are we just going to leave it open? There wasn't really any OSHA back then. I think we're going to leave it open and just have the dock with that. I'm not sure though. Haven't fully decided. Kind of just winging it at the moment. Okay. Now, I do think we take this out one more. Do that. Really don't know why I didn't just throw it all in there. I have the shulker here for a reason. 1, 2, 3. That. So we either gotta dig into it, which no, we're not doing that. Or keep going. 1, 2, 3. Like here. If we do that, means we need to fill all this in with dirt. And then yeah. I think. Or nah. Other option would be that. That'd be something like that. Yeah. And that makes it so we just need a little bit of dirt. Oops. Yeah, okay. Which means this here needs to be wood. That's a how do we want to continue from here situation. Because we got this, which is just a deep hole. I think we ignore it. Just keep going. Do that. The question is, does that fit? No. 1, 2, 3. It'd be here. Which, I mean, we can do that. That's fine. So I think we are now at a spot where we need to figure out what we're doing. Now we are in this giant area that we haven't planned out yet. If we do. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so We got it going to where we at least were before. Change this to positive. Okay. I just didn't like being able to see the bubbles. Okay, so we got this going to at least where we have terraformed for the most part. It was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I thought it was going to be that big of a chore. We just have to put caps on all of them. And we got this going to here, which we still don't know what we're going to do over here either. So I think I'm going to contemplate on that. And that's going to be our next big thing is what the heck we doing? Alright. So I'm going to go get some brick, probably another shulker, cap these off, and then we'll call it good for the day. Had a feeling we had plenty. Alright, I'll place that one down next to it. Don't need, oops. No, don't need all that much. Throw all this in there for right now. This is our work stuff. Cap. Alright, so we got the caps on. Starting to actually look like proper dock area, which is nice. Now, one thing I was noticing is that there's a lot of these like little rickety path bridgeways with gaps big enough for ships to pass through. So we might need to make some of those. I don't know exactly what they are. I assume way to get from one place to another, as well as service ships out in the water, probably. Because a lot of them, there's like a little house in the center of the water, or a little building in the center of the water. Almost like a toll thing. Yeah, so probably set a lot of those up, which means, because I want that to be like the main gateway to spawn. So we'll probably put our wall up here-ish. Have the stay back magical creature wall over there. That way, come in, maybe have a giant statue dedicated to the company that owns this area, which I haven't thought of a name yet. You guys got a good name, let me know. I think that's the plan. Get that done. Figure out what we're going to do this area behind us. I kind of want to make a gas stable area, because not only do we have boats, we now have air transportation. So we need a place for our little gas or air things. Our air transportation to park. Could also put that behind the tavern. Not 100% sure. Yeah, we got to figure that out. I want that cave behind us to be kind of a recreational use, secret cave for the workers kind of thing, where somebody higher up in the company wouldn't be caught dead back there, but definitely a bunch of wage slaves would chill back there, and probably drink, be merry, have a good time. Yeah, I'm happy with how things are coming along. Even though today was mainly just chores, it's already starting to look a bit better around here. Starting to look more like what we're envisioning. I think we're going to have to put more of those little dock things around. Probably another one over here, another one over there. Various lengths, judging by the photos I was looking at. But yeah, mostly dark link. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, if you like this video, to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps support my channel and allows me to keep doing more things like this for you guys. And until next time, see ya.